Hey, everybody. Oh, my God. Got caught on her phone.
Oh, you did? What was mine was down.
Mine was down. Mine was not down.
I know.
See,
And they even
ask me for a credit card. I'm out.
The magic.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to NerdQuest. Yes, we are shooting in a different style tonight. What?
And we're here for the premiere.
For the premiere.
Or is it this? Or is it just because I thought it was just because it was Valentine's Day and you're being sweet to me?
It's so sexy. It's so nice. It's like, oh,
cheers.
It's so lovely, everybody. But anyway, hey, Mark, how you doing, buddy?
Good. It's last gasp for a couple weeks.
I want to make sure everybody sees that Yellowstone train
Oh,
station.
look at that. Where'd you pick that up?
Fair.
The state fair?
I went to the fair. Well, we talked about it last week with the other guys. I was like, I'm going to the fair.
Yeah, and you ate, did you eat the pickle pizza?
Oh, the pickle pizza's awesome.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good. So.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm saving up for Strawberry Festival. But
Strawberry.
Yeah, Willie Nelson's going to be at Strawberry Festival, so I got to go to Strawberry Festival.
You're not going to go, are you going to go over to Renfest?
I'm thinking about it, but the next 2 weeks is crazy for me.
You're not around. And then you have surgery.
I'm actually missing Sci-Fi Bartow for the first time in
that was last
7 years. That's this weekend coming up.
Oh,
and I'm gonna be at Mad Monster Festival.
Weren't we supposed to be there?
It was one of those. I was maybe gonna be there, but then Mad Monster Festival is paying me to be there up in North Carolina.
I thought you said that we had already booked it. I was like, oh my God, Mark, I'm gonna let Mark down. We're not gonna be there.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna. They were so sad.
This is their big anniversary year for Sci-Fi Bartow. So if you are free in the area, definitely go visit Sci-Fi Bartow. The whole town becomes a Comic-Con, and it's free.
Yeah,
for
it's
the
outside.
Family.
It's nice.
You can't.
I was worried because I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, they have all this wind and rain, and it's crap. It's gonna suck." But it is gonna rain Saturday.
It is. This will be the first time they've had rain in years. So, but I don't think it's raining. It's a little bit, and I think it's right at the end of the day. So most of it will be wrapped up by then anyway. So, but no, I'll be at Mad Monster Party in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Charlotte, North Carolina. We got Robert Englund, Robert Patrick, the entire cast of American Horror Story, like every season. It's crazy. And even Dylan McDermott's going to be there, Dennis O'Hare, and so I'm super excited. But the guy I'm really going for is Keith David.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, because he's. He's
so super awesome.
Well,
man.
He is the voice of everything. Dr. Facilier.
He is the voice of everything.
Goliath and gargoyles, and he's the president and Family Guy. Come on, but I love him from They Live.
Here's something I watched.
Yeah, look at that guest list: Deep Roy, Alex Winter. Yeah, it's crazy.
I like Sean Whalen, by the way.
Yeah.
That dude is in just about everything.
Oh, he's awesome too.
He's a good beat. He's a good, So
I do that. And then the next week I'm at Pensacon, which is like all the Doctor Who's. That's Pensacola.
Florida.
So that's the following weekend.
Florida.
So I won't be here because I'm on the road between the two.
So you won't. Well, actually, Renfest is a month. So
yeah, Renfest comes right after I get back.
You'll be all right.
I should.
Cool. We'll be good. So we all want to go together.
I should have that nice week before I go in for surgery. So
yeah. Oh yeah, you poor thing.
But it is what it is.
I told you I got a screwdriver and a drill.
That might work.
Take care of it
I was gonna Van Gogh it myself and just chop the ear off and be done.
Oh my God.
But we'll see.
So I'm hoping everybody's going to give us some good feedback tonight on this whole how we're doing, because it's a different. I hate to say I have to tell. Well, everybody's like, what do you mean it's new? I'm like, yeah, we're shooting in a Joe Rogan style, but it's not Joe Rogan.
Nah.
Joe Rogan didn't start this.
No. As we were talking.
Oh, Larry King,
Joe Franklin. All the way back.
Right, exactly. So it's one of those, But anyway,
inside the actor's studio.
When it's two people like us, we can sit here and it's nice, and we got it kind of. It's sexy. It's Valentine's Day, nice. Man. It's Valentine's Day. I'm literally gonna leave here in a rush, go home, and get in my wife's arms, and go to sleep and fart.
That works.
Happy Valentine's Day, honey.
No, I prefer traditional. I'm going to do Lupercalia, which predates Valentine's Day, which was the Roman festival.
I'm hoping
of the Lupercal.
I can talk Rob into centering me up a little bit more. I'm weird looking.
There you go. Lupercalia, where I run around Rome. We sacrifice a goat, and then you make a thong out of it, and then you run a marathon around Rome, and then you whip virgins to make them fertile. So, see. Ooh. Traditional. Ooh. I'm a traditional guy.
You are traditional. Yeah, exactly. I like it. Good for you,
I don't like these invented holidays. So
yeah, it's a scam on the it's the card and diamond industry that started this thing.
100%. 100%. And then the chocolatiers got into it too.
Right. So. Actually, those little, the red dye that's in the little conversation hearts.
Okay, yeah.
Will make you, there's like, oh, now it causes cancer.
Oh, well, anything does. And
I know, but still, it's like, really? I didn't need to know that. Nor do I want to know that.
Have you watched season 2 of Clarkson's Farm yet?
No, I have not.
Okay. Yeah, there's a whole bit about carcinogens that he learns in a hard way. Oh. So,
but I have to say, I am caught up on everything.
Good.
When I got sick, it was like I was down for a few days. Man, I just binged everything.
Good.
So. I'm completely caught up. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to go back and rewatch because Dylan wants to watch Mama Tech. She wants to watch Carnival Row because Carnival season 2 is coming out. Yeah.
It was all right.
I liked it.
I wished it was better, but I did like a lot of it. So, we just caught up on. We watched all of Lockwood and Company, which was really good. It was
really good.
Freaking amazing.
Yep.
And it's the same guy who did Attack the Block, so of course it was going to be good. And then we watched one we had missed called The Imperfects.
Those are good. That's really good. I watched that one.
I enjoyed that too.
Yep.
So we're catching up on things too.
Yeah.
And then we just watched the new Harley Quinn Valentine's Day special, which was adorable.
Last week's show, I was literally apologizing because I went back and rewatched Wakanda.
Oh yeah,
and again, taking the hat off, it was good.
It was good. It wasn't great,
was all right.
But it was good.
Right. And then I watched the Black Adam, and I've watched it. Okay. I literally watched it 4 times now.
Oh wow, that's more than
I like The Rock. I know everybody makes fun of it, and everybody too much Rock.
He's fine.
But I really like The Rock, and it's like okay, I'm cool with that. There's some things that I'm like, wow. I go back and watch his earlier stuff, and you're like, whew. Oh yeah, that was hard to watch. On the way before that.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. He was in stuff that people don't realize he was in.
It's like going back to Stallone's early work when he was in adult movies.
Right. It was like Be Cool.
Oh, man.
Remember Be Cool? He was the aspiring actor in there and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, we digress. So we're going to dig deep tonight. We only have a couple subjects tonight.
Yeah, we're trying a different format.
New format. We're not going to sit there and puke up all this stuff that everybody
else does. The headlines that you've seen 100 times over.
Exactly. So, well, not that you already have not seen this. But the first thing we're going to delve into is as we're getting into the all the shootings, all the UFO balloon shootings.
Okay.
Right?
As they say, we're not going into
four objects in 8 days.
Yeah, which is crazy. 4 unknown objects.
Where did that go?
Speaking of, some unknown object just flew away.
Hey, was that a ghost?
Was that an orb? No, it was an orb.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was a fly. We've been pretty good in here, but
yeah, it's because me, Mr. Erie, Florida. I get a dozen emails. I get a dozen calls. Mark, did you see?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. And of course, it's the balloon goes by, and it got spotted because you could see it with a freaking phone. It was not hard to miss, and it goes all the way across all the sensitive sites in the U.S. And then they shoot it down as soon as it gets over South Carolina coast.
Yeah.
Why it was not shut down a million other places, I will never know.
And do you think that's why they got so shoot happy?
That is 100% why they got so shoot happy, because what is the press spin on that? They're like, oh, well, this happened before. We just didn't know about it.
You let sensitive material get out there. Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, but also they get a lot of press from all over the world, not just us. Now they're getting press from other countries laughing at us because we let it take all the pictures.
Right.
It's like the guy comes and sneaks into your house, takes some photos that you shouldn't, and then runs down the street, sells them to the newspaper, and then you punch him. That's not going to do you much good.
No.
And that was literally the horses were out of the barn.
Yep.
And So that's why when the minute we detect the second one, we blew it up instantly. I would say instantly, but
the one we shot down over the Yukon.
Yeah,
that wasn't American territory.
That was Canadian,
right? But Trudeau go, hey, help, guys, we don't have no fighters.
And that's 100%. He's like,
hey, brother, can you come and help me? Hey, thanks,
Bob and Doug McKenzie, Yeah, they go, all right, take off, you hoser.
Shoot it down, you hoser.
Let's throw up
So Rob is showing, let's go back to that one, the round one.
Was there an image?
So that is not the image.
That is the pilot description of the third one. This is the one that was shot down over Alaska.
Okay. Right.
And this is what the pilot said he saw, which was not a balloon.
Right.
It was a cylindrical craft that was about the size of a car. Now, my other whole issue with this, we've discussed this before, is nobody has like a standard unit of measurement for anything in the air.
Nope.
It's like when that asteroid came to Earth and it said it was the same size as a giraffe. Was that a baby giraffe or a big giraffe? Right. Giraffes are not even
the one that hit today.
No, the one that was coming by.
One hit today.
Yeah, exactly. This one was the size.
Oh, by the way, there's an asteroid. Boom.
Yeah, boom. Oh,
sorry, we're a little late on
we were a little slow. But that's what happened is I think the balloon went by.
Yep.
And then they figured out, okay, we got to stop the next one. So let's change the radar.
Right.
We're not looking in that area. We're looking. This thing was way too high, which is why everybody laughed about it, because it took 3 missiles to take out a balloon.
Wow.
Because the missiles don't work that high.
I think Rob has the perfect image for us to look at that would pop every balloon that ever shows up. I don't know if he's got that picture.
Does he have that missile?
He has the perfect plane. It's got little pins that are just right. I don't know if he'll show that or not.
I don't know. It was, I think, I saw it in the chat. That was pretty good.
And then, wait a minute. Hey, Rob, do you have the guy in the hospital? Because that one, to me...
Yeah.
Oh, there's a new it's a new Raptor. It's called the Pinsium. And, it's the one that just run right into it. It's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't worry about it. Or
Douglas Quaid.
It's got a rubber band. Look, it was like, there it was, 40,000 feet in my own private balloon. Not bothering anyone. Bob got shot down.
Yeah, so we know the first one was Chinese.
Right.
And the Chinese are still saying, well, it's private. It wasn't a government thing, and you blew up some private company's property that does business in the United States. Well, no wonder we didn't blow it up till it passed us, because certain people are being paid to not damage their product.
Well, then they pulled it out of the water.
Yep.
And come to find out that there's some American-made components. That's not good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But again, I think it's stuff we've been doing business with them.
And they buy stuff from us. We buy stuff from them.
Somebody said it seemed like some of it was like off the shelf stuff. So it was easy, literally.
Went over to Best Buy.
Yeah, exactly. But now that second one, the one in the Yukon, they're still recovering.
Right.
The one off of the Alaska coast, thankfully the waters were frozen, so they were able to get that one. And that's the one they can't say is a balloon. That's the one they are saying is a device. So that's as far as they've gone. Now, what was funny is, that's the Octagon one, and then that one. That's the other one. That's the DARPA one. That was the third one that was shot down, they think. But
wow.
So the second one is that Tic Tac, that looks like the Tic Tac drones and stuff, or alien craft. And that was the fun thing was. What was fun watching the press conferences about this, right? Because the military come out and say, we can't rule anything out, right? We are not ruling anything out, and that's exactly what they say. So they're saying it could be, it could be aliens. We're not ruling anything out.
We're not ruling anything out.
But then the president's press conference, like an hour later, and the president's press secretary, God bless her, she's always has to make up whatever.
That's a hard job.
That is the hardest job.
I don't care what president's
I know.
in there.
You're gonna
That's
if you're doing anything for any politician, come on.
She's kind of cute.
She is cute, but this one where she was like, I know people have said it could be aliens. It's not aliens, And to be fair,
isn't that what they said at Roswell?
Exactly. And that's what I also said was like, this is the one. This is where I'm like, okay. And so all my people are emailing me nonstop. Mark,
right?
Is this aliens? Is this it?
Yeah, my PM, my private messages are like, dude, what do you think? What do you think?
Are we being invaded? No.
I think we're shoot happy now.
I think we are shoot happy because we looked bad not shooting the other ones down.
Right.
We switched the radar, or maybe we put up some new equipment that could detect these easier. Oh, suddenly there's a lot of them. Let's take them out before we look like idiots.
The local, I think it's USF, and there's another one. The weather department, NOAA, puts up 2 balloons every day.
Every day, yeah,
every single.
Those are weather balloons. What is supposed to be up there,
right?
And also we send up balloons that look for nuclear launches. We send up balloons that look for everything because they can take up highly sensitive equipment. Higher than and easier than launching a rocket,
right?
Cheaper than launching a rocket. There's even a private company that's going to do like SpaceX, or Blue Origin, that will take you into space on a balloon, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper than going up in the rockets, and safer because they can bring you right back down.
Right. Well, not now because now get shot.
Now you'll get shot down. So, but
you better have parachutes.
I think it's one of those. I think yes. There are some things up there that we don't understand. There are some things that the stuff that's banking and doing all these crazy maneuvers. Yes, that's the stuff we need, and this is distracting us from it.
Right.
And again, this is press. This is so Biden doesn't look like a jerk for not shooting things down.
I know. Yeah, and when you get shoot happy, that's exactly what happens. Next thing you know, now it's like,
and that is. Like I said, 8 in 8 days, we've done 4 that we know of.
And
there's probably more.
Yeah, the one over Central America is already gone.
Yeah.
Right?
And that was another big balloon like the first one.
Balloon. That was
that one was already up there. And then there's another one, they think, over Africa that they've just detected.
What are they going to? Elephants.
Yeah.
Look, we discovered elephants.
Yeah. Well, I think it's somewhere in Africa. And again, it's up near Egypt. And I think these things are, and all of these things are near nuclear sites. Are going over nuclear plants, are going over, military installations. These are not, and I agreed. If aliens were coming to invade us and this is all they could do, I don't think we have anything to worry about. If an alien comes 10 million light years to get here, that's the least of their concerns. They're not
gonna come in a balloon.
No. And they're not gonna come in a tic tac that hovers. They're gonna do that maneuvering stuff.
Space is a vacuum.
Yes. And it
you can't have a balloon in space.
Yes. Space is terrible.
It will, however.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Balloon rides have been canceled. Yes.
That is funny stuff.
Sorry.
There actually is a hot air balloon festival in Utah right now. And they were all joking about it. So a lot of them were joking about painting it. To look like the Chinese balloon and stuff. And I'm like,
do that. That's
do
really
that in
smart.
Utah. Yeah, great. Just don't float over Montana again, and you'll be in trouble.
Exactly. So but anyway, we covered that pretty good. And you know what? I tell you, it's I think it's all distraction.
100%.
That's what I think.
100%.
I think there's stuff going on, and these are being done so you don't watch over here
and don't pay attention to the economy.
And there's a lot of crap. Yeah, there's a lot of crap.
Don't pay attention to the gas prices coming back up or down. So don't.
And I'm not a conspiracy. I am a conspiracy guy, but I'm not. So there's things that I go, it's possible, and then there's things I'm like, yeah, you're just full of crap. I think I feel that there is a turn coming.
Oh, 100%
in America.
Yeah,
and I think there is stuff that's gonna. It's not going to be good. I'm just saying.
I like where I'm at. In the world doing my spooky stuff and my ghosts, my monsters, my UFOs and all that. Cause 30 years ago 40 years ago when they shut down Project Blue Book.
Yes.
I thought that was it.
Right.
I know I was not going to learn anything else in my lifetime. It was going to be quiet. It was going to be hush hush. If anything did come out, I did not expect Congress to be talking about it last year. And now we're doing this. There's something coming. And I don't know what it is.
Well, there's that one I keep seeing on TikTok, and I see it on Instagram, and I see it on Facebook, where the guy goes, "There's 5 things that's going to happen in the next 4 years." That's going to literally, and like in 2024, the first contact is made. 2023, we see our first real one.
Yeah.
worldwide. And then this next year they actually make contact, and then 2 more years they find bones human remains on Mars.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, I'm very morbid sometimes. I'm like, well, yeah, because that's the first mission that goes out there and they all die.
Yeah, because that's
So technically, the guy's right.
Elon's ready to send one-way tickets,
right?
He knows you can't come back. The hard part's getting back. Yeah,
it is, until they get a better engine.
Yep.
So here's something that I wanted to talk about, and this I think kind of right up your alley. And in a way, it lives in our world because we have a thing called the Cryptid Crew, right?
Yep.
It's on Facebook. We haven't really got that going yet, but we're gonna, because it's gonna fit in with Parageeks and all that kind of stuff. So mythical beasts, right?
Mythical creatures. Okay.
Yeah, creatures. So I watched something on it this week, and I'm like, we should do a show about that because people really don't know, right?
Okay.
They don't know. So, and because everybody knows some of these, but there's some of these you're like, because I didn't know what a couple of them were, and I'm like, I never heard of that. But anyway,
right.
So
I can help you.
Right, exactly. So the first one is going to be the golems.
Oh, der Golem.
The golems, right?
Golem.
So,
yes. Homunculi.
I was reading up on this, and this is a famous Jewish folklore, right? And they're most often depicted as being created from inanimate matter like mud and clay, right? And they've been brought to life with to serve some purpose. For example, some stories of golems created defended against anti-Semitic attacks.
Yep.
According to legend, golems are uniquely obedient and will follow exact and literal orders. So their creators. So here you see one that's made out of clay, right? And he's cracked, trying to mimic.
And he's got the big key is the
hole,
the center chakra,
right?
Which is where because that's usually a word, and if you cross out the first letter, I forget it's in Hebrew, and if you cross out the first letter, it goes from live to dead.
Oh, really?
And it's one letter, and it's the M on it, and I cannot remember the word for life of me now, but it's in the movie Der Golem, which was one of the first silent films. It was. A lot of people consider it like the first Frankenstein because it's the same tale. Very similar tale.
Right.
And they couldn't get the rights to Frankenstein, so they built this one.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And it's pretty impressive makeup in it. And that's how they stop it at the end is they wipe the little letter off. But that's very.
I never knew that
it's from the Kabbalah.
Right. I never knew about it.
It's one of those books that it's kind of like the Apocrypha for the Christian Bible, where we cut out those books that talk about things like dinosaurs and angels marrying humans, where the giants come from.
Right.
We still talk about Goliath. Well, how did Goliath show up? Oh, that was the Nephilim marrying this. Yeah, it's a whole other thing. But that's the Bible parts we cut because they allowed Mary Magdalene to be an apostle. They allowed we can't have women in the church and all that, so that all gets cut. And the Jewish has the Kabbalah, which is their magic book, and then that's also cut from.
Isn't it amazing? So here we go, bunny trail. Is it amazing that the churches will go, magic is bad, do this, but when you watch some goofy movie like The Last Witch Hunter.
Yeah.
With
Cage? No, that was the other one.
Yeah, the Fast and Furious guy.
Yeah.
And he worked for the church dispelling witches, right?
Yeah.
And, and boy, when that came out, the church was like, "Oh no, that's not." But they
totally did that.
They do totally. And then when you have a priest shows up for an exorcist,
he's
there too.
Well, Charles II. The guy who, the King James Bible, he was one of the guys who reformed it. He had a book called Malleus Maleficarum, which was all about hunting witches.
Right.
And because he was so into witchcraft, and then he was mad it wasn't working for him, so he wanted to kill them. So
does that mean the church is the good witches and
that's supposedly
everything else is the bad witches?
Yeah, exactly. And again,
because the way I look at it is, again, I'm a Christian and I have beliefs. I believe in Yahweh, which is God. I say Yahweh. I don't say God because there's plenty of gods.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the Bible, ours is Yahweh. You don't put the other gods before him, right? Yeah. Well, Yeshua is Jesus.
This is Jesus,
right?
Yeah.
So,
which becomes Jehovah,
right?
Yeah.
So if you're looking from the outside in and you see someone that gets prayed for. They go down, whole nine, is speaking in tongues, and get up. That's magic, right? Mm-hmm. That's magic. I mean,
you get out of it what you put into it.
Phonetics here. I'm working phonetics, right? But that's that's kind of it's magic, right?
100%.
God, Yahweh does his thing, right?
Yep.
So we're jumping on now. This one I had no clue of.
Oh, what's
I
this?
literally did not know what this was. And this is the Oni.
Oh yes, the Oni, the Kappa.
So the Onis come from people that live terrible lives.
Yes.
In other words, it's like you turn. Now you got turned. You can't go anywhere. You can't ascend or whatever.
No.
And now you're a demon.
Yep, it's kabuki stories tell these all the time. That's why they're wearing the masks. But that is, there's the other as the Kappa, which are the demons.
Okay,
and then the Onis are the spirits.
Okay,
and then the Kappa and the Onis, they're interchangeable in a lot of stories.
And they're the servants of hell.
Yes, they are the demons. They are, and they're very. It depends. Like Oni is Japanese, Kappa also Japanese, but also Chinese. They mesh
Asian.
a little bit. Yeah, definitely. Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Now this one looks not so scary and
they also are festivals are about them and stuff like that because they can be used for fertility and things like that.
So I never knew that. I did, and as many years in martial arts I've never really delved into that world.
Okay.
So to me, this is I'm like, wow. And I was like, well, he's a very festival fellow.
Yes.
But some of the ones that I was going to put up
Valentine's.
there, yeah, almost, yeah. So but so here's the next one.
All right.
Cyclops.
Again, usually a giant.
Yes.
One-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater type thing. Again.
But he's from the Greek mythology.
Greek mythology is probably the most famous Cyclops.
So do you think, because again, I watch all this old history stuff and all, and they have found the skulls of Cyclops. So is that right?
They found some skulls they think are Cyclops. And there's a big controversy right now because for decades, and I recall this too, we were told about some of the mounds that were excavated in the West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania areas, and they would find these giant skeletons.
Yes.
8 or 9 feet.
Right.
Some with only one eye socket. It's a giant Cyclops. And they were saying, these were the people who came before the Native Americans. And Native Americans had stories of battles with these amongst their oral history and all this. And then every one of them was like, we've sent it off to the Smithsonian for documentation. And then it's gone. And the Smithsonian just never had it. Don't know what you're talking about. And then, but we've got the newspaper article. Oh, that's yellow journalism. That never really happened.
Yeah.
Well,
like a UFO instead of a balloon.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's another thing. I think they, at this point, the church was in command, and that was part of the books that were cut that we mentioned earlier. Right. I think it's the same thing.
Here's a bunny trail for you. So where does history tell us that the American Indians come from?
Over across the history books say they came across when the channel was frozen, the Bering Strait. But yet we've got proof that they were here long before that was ever even an option.
Here's John's theory. They came from Peru.
Up from that way. Okay.
Because if you look at them, they're thin. Yep. Most of them are thin, dark hair, long hair. They got that chisel chin look, just like the Anunnaki and all those. So it's kind of amazing. He goes, well, they were here and then they were gone. No. They went to North America and they became the American Indians. Yep. And then they split tribe-wise in all their names, because all their names are based on regions of.
Yeah, but see, if that's true, then we didn't all just come from Ethiopia.
Well, how about that?
Exactly.
How about that?
Life evolved in several different places and all that.
I can't. Okay, look.
I'm not an Ancient Aliens guy.
No. I can't be the smartest guy on the planet when it comes to this. There's got to be other guys that's like, no, they come from down south because they carry the skin tone. They carry the bone structure.
The Cherokee have a story of the Moon-eyed people. These were blue-eyed and blonde-haired, and now we're starting to realize maybe they came from Wales, because there was a Welsh prince that supposedly sailed long before our boy Columbus came over here, or even the Spanish conquistadors came over here,
right?
And supposedly settled over here in the 1200s, and maybe these were descendants of his people, but also maybe they were from down south and came up. It's
I'm just telling you.
No, agreed.
The
Cyclops, most famous,
right? Don't get me off track. I like talking about. I love bunny trails. Okay, the next one is the ogre.
Ogre to ogre.
So I got a mad ogre.
That's a Warcraft ogre.
So I pulled this because there's so many different
Shrek.
Shrek. Yeah. Oh, there's so many different. So I brought this in because, again, these are mythical creatures that we really don't know a lot about.
I think this is more the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch legend.
This is where
the abominable snowman. Yes. Yeah. Ogres are the European, Nordic usually tradition of those.
Yeah.
That's where we get the word.
Origins for creatures from ancient Etruscan.
Etruscan god, the Orcus.
Yes,
the god of the where what's his face gets the orcs.
This right here, dude. This is where I'm saying you get the Bigfoot from.
Yeah,
the Sasquatch.
100%. Especially when you read the descriptions. Over here in the U.S., we called him the Wild Man or the Beast Man.
Right.
And
Skunk Ape.
Yeah, it becomes Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Skunk Ape.
It's all the same. So that to me, that I look at that and go, oh, you know what?
Huh?
Now we know.
Well, and it's one of those. There are three. Well, I'm sorry. There are 4 words that are in every language.
Right.
For all over the world, even the Montuzi Bushmen, which had no contact with the outside world, had these same 4 concepts. One was a great flood. One was vampires.
Right.
One was dragons, and the other ogres. Hairy man.
To me, it makes sense. Yeah. So anyway, we'll jump down to the next one. The next one is so cute. Oh my God! How can you not love the little dude?
It's Warwick Davis as the leprechaun.
The leprechaun.
I'm after your gold.
That's just midgets.
My favorite.
I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. I was not supposed to say that out loud. My brain said don't say that.
They are part of the Fae. They are part of the fairies. They are.
They're little folk.
They're little folk. They are. But the nice thing about the leprechauns is they have rules.
Right.
Where the Fae have rules too.
Yeah.
And you won't know them until you break them. But the leprechauns, their rules were a little more lenient, more fun. Of course, St. Patty's Day, we all know that.
They're tricksters, right?
They're tricksters, and they hide their gold. And if you can find their gold, they owe you. Or if you can catch one of them, they'll tell you where their gold is. There's a million ways of dealing with the leprechauns, but at least they don't steal your babies like the Fae.
So here's my question. We're going to jump to the next one. What's the difference between a leprechaun and a gnome?
Okay. So
you're glad I asked.
I'm glad you asked.
I'm glad you asked that, John.
Because leprechauns are played by Warwick Davis and gnomes are played by Warwick Davis. No, gnomes are they're generally more in the earth. What we would consider, Tolkien took them and made them dwarves, where they were more, there are wood gnomes. They are more earth spirits, where leprechauns are more of the Feywild of the other, where these are more connected to our world. They tend to inhabit trees, inhabit caves, inhabit rocks, and you would leave them offerings, and then they would grant you safe passage and all that. So
okay, all right. Well, so then we're just going to jump to the right next one. Is
all right. What's next?
Goblins.
I don't even know. Oh, goblins. Okay.
Now I did a scary goblin, and then I did the Harry Potter goblin. Wait till you see what I got.
It's Warwick Davis.
Right. Wait till you see what I got for the last one, because you're going to be like, I get you.
Right. So goblins, again, Tolkien made them famous, but they've been around for forever. They're the things under the bed. They're the monsters that'll come steal your children.
But they're not like part of the leprechaun or gnome world.
No, these are more wild. They are creatures that are coming to get your children. They will kill all your animals.
Really?
They are pack animals. They tend to, raid villages and stuff. And again, their mythology is kind of weird. They're not really tricksters. They're more violent. And of course, Dungeons and Dragons took them and made them into tribal and all this stuff. But and then J.K. Rowling turned them into the bankers and a stereotype because that's what she does with everything.
Right.
But that's when you can't write, you do that.
Right.
So
okay. So I just want. To me, I'm like. That's why I put them all together. I'm like going. It's like to me
they're all the same family.
They're all the same family.
They're
right?
all part of the Fae. They're part of the fairies.
And so talking about the fairies and the faes.
Yeah.
Right?
There we go.
So there we go. Right. Now,
Oberon and from.
Sorry, I just should have said there's going to be nudity.
Oh yeah, it's
PG.
This is
classic. A hard PG-17.
This is a classic portrait. So if you can't handle that. Don't go to your nearest museum.
Everywhere. Oh my God!
Yeah, but this is from Midsummer Night's Dream.
But this is what So that's what. There's so many different versions of the fairies, like Tinkerbell.
Oh yeah,
is a fairy.
It's a fairy, right? And that's a modern interpretation of a fairy.
Right.
Again, kind of mischievous,
right?
Kind of play.
But I like this one.
Oh yeah.
The fish fairy.
Yeah. And that's the thing about Fae is they have different flavors of Fae and all this. Now, again, Dungeons and Dragons has blown them up into their own thing.
Right.
But there were basic rules of the Fae is don't mess with them.
Right.
Don't give them your name because it gives them power over you.
Really?
If you can get your name, if you can get their name, you have power over them.
Like Tinkerbell.
Like, Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah. Rumpelstiltskin was a fairy?
It was a fairy. So.
I did not. I thought it was a goblin.
No, he's a fae.
Or not a goblin, but a
leprechaun?
A gnome.
Or a leprechaun?
Yeah.
Similar. Again, like I said, similar things. But fae can have a lot of things. They don't like iron. They have weaknesses like vampires.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, this is just, I would have never known that.
And that was why if you're really
they're from Ireland, right?
For the most part, that's where they're known for.
Old French medieval romance.
But what's amazing is they're also here in our country, the New World, because that same mountain range, the Appalachians,
right? Oh yeah, the fairies
is the same mountain range that is the Scottish Highlands and the Ireland, and we split apart when the continents split, but that's the same mountains, so that's why they are over here. So
it's the upside down world.
Yep.
No. So this next one here, I knew what it was, but I didn't know it's who she is, which is the Gorgon.
Medusa.
Yes. She's the famous one.
She's the famous one. She had sisters. She had several
two of them, right?
Two sisters, and they were also Gorgons. Again, they were cursed to be this. This was not they were not born Gorgons. They became Gorgons.
Oh, so is anybody ever born a Gorgon?
Not from
so it's
like most mythology. It is a curse. You were cursed to become one.
So I mean, she's pretty, right?
My wife loves snakes. So
and then you get this one right here.
Oh yeah, and again, don't look at her.
Don't look at her.
You'll turn to stone. But that was the point. I got something beautiful. But then the snake head. That's kind of was her classical depiction. Perseus. Has to fight her, Perseus fights the Minotaur, he has to fight Gorgon.
Yep.
Perseus had to fight a lot of freaking monsters.
He did, man.
Son of Zeus, that's what they all do. Hercules, you got to do what you got to do.
And so the last one on our list, right?
All right.
Is is the mermaid. Now, this is what all the guys want.
Yes.
Right.
That's
and even this is still kind of
that's more
horrible.
Siren,
right?
The evil version of the mermaid.
Right. But this is what you usually get.
The Fiji mermaid, one of the greatest taxidermy tricks. Robert Ripley had dozens of those.
Oh, I know. It's
awesome. And they are literally a monkey and a carp.
Yeah.
It's taxidermy fun.
I think it was. I thought it was just funny.
The Fiji mermaid.
We want the pretty one, but that's probably what we're going to wind up getting, or the one that eats her, or the ones in Harry Potter.
Well, the sirens are the ones that would the famous ones from the Odyssey, where they'll sing you, and you'll listen to this beautiful song, and then you'll crash on the rocks, and then they eat you,
like in the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Exactly.
Or which is whichever one. They were in there.
Yeah.
They would sing you in. You're
and that's why Ulysses, he's like, you know what? I'm going to tie myself to the post so I can't be drawn in, but I want to hear how this awesome song is. So,
right.
So that's how he survives it. But
so that was my top 10.
That's a good top 10.
I think it was pretty damn good, right?
I would throw in a couple others, but I think that's pretty darn good. So.
Okay, what did I miss?
Well, I mean, like I said, I would do the dragon.
Yep.
The dragon.
Okay.
Because that's, again, that was also man's way of figuring out what the hell these dinosaur bones were. What are these? What are these? Yeah. But again, there are every major mythology on the planet talks about dragons.
Yeah.
Even places where there were no dinosaur bones.
In the Bible, there's dragons in the Bible.
The dragons in the earth.
Yep.
And so, the great serpent of the native lore and all that. So yeah, there's other things like that. That would be the main one. Gargoyles, which are usually built to protect us from.
See, I thought gargoyles were part of the dragon lore.
No, gargoyles are generally built onto buildings,
or werewolves or something like that.
Yeah, that could happen too. But and then the other mythological creature that I adore is any of the horse ones, like the Pegasi and the unicorns and all that. And again, that's just
we've
people
only got so much time.
Yes, exactly. And we didn't.
And I want to do a cryptid show.
Oh yeah,
me and you sit down. Maybe we can get some of our people in, maybe Zoom or something like that. But cryptids there's so many of them that people kind of know about, but they just don't.
No, people know the major ones. They know the skunk ape,
gave a
which
great
is
talk up at Mothman about all the other ones,
the holler monsters.
Right, exactly.
We need to post that for Eerie Travels.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so
awesome. Okay, so my last topic here. Oh, we're burning time.
Yeah.
Okay, and this
works great.
I love this format. Good, because this is tearing a lot of people apart. Right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yes. So it's the whole Hogwarts legacy controversy.
Oh yes.
It's like
the gnomes.
It's really
the problem is there's multiple controversies with it now, because it's not just JK, because now the company that's making it, one of their developers apparently is anti-Semitic. And so they're saying, well, he threw in even more anti-Semitic stuff than what J.K. Rowling already did by making the goblins, with the big noses, the money makers, or the money keepers. It's like, oh yeah, that's not anti-Semitic at all.
Okay, so
but that's the history of them.
Yeah, I know. So here's the thing. So Rob, our TD,
yes,
our partner, and all this stuff that we do, is the biggest researching dude there is.
He's a machine.
Right? He is a machine. So even he went and looked and read the story, and I think
the original story she shared that caused all the controversy.
Yep. And then on top of that, she even gave one of these there it is right there. So there's actually a sex biological variable and gender social outright variable that she put up, right?
Yes.
The people that she explained.
Yeah.
She did nothing wrong.
No, she has.
She has
her opinion.
Everybody's allowed. So from my standpoint, I think that if you're going to go up against this game, then you better, and I don't care who you are and what you think, you better take your robe and go burn it. Yeah. Your Hogwarts robe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You better take your wand and go burn it, or your train station outfit, go burn it. Yeah. Whatever you've done and however far into this world that you have gone, if you're up against that, you better go, and don't ever, ever, ever go back to Universal Studios.
Yeah, because they're the people who are refusing to buy the game are the ones are still riding the ride and waiting 4 hours for Hagrid.
And even if you go into the park and don't go to Harry Potter World, you're still paying her because she gets a piece of every ticket sold.
It's a good chunk too. It's not like 0%. It's not like it's not 10%, but it's close.
Yeah, she makes $30-$40.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Every single time.
Every ticket.
And on top of that, every PlayStation, you were telling me about
every PlayStation bought this year, if you bought a PlayStation 5 this year, you've put money in her pocket, because not just the game, that special edition, you put a little more money in her pocket, but to make that deal exclusive to Sony, they made a deal with her where she gets a chunk of it. And they were trying to say, we bought the rights, so she doesn't get any money. BS. She gets all the money.
She's getting paid.
Yeah. If you watch HBO Max, if you turn on HBO Max and don't watch Harry Potter, but turn on anything on HBO Max, she's getting a percentage because she owns a percentage of the parent company that owns HBO Max. And so, and that's the game with this stuff. It's like everybody's like, I'm boycotting. They say that's the big thing with this is Hogwarts Legacy came out. For those that aren't in the know,
right?
It's the role playing game that everybody wanted for Harry Potter since the books came out. It's the game everybody's wanted. Those terrible games that came out,
that
with the shooter that on Xbox and all this stuff. This is the one everybody wanted, and it's not Pokemon Go. This is really cool, and it's got a pretty narrow story. You can be a bad guy, you can be a good guy. But it's kind of like Mass Effect 3, where no matter what you do, you've got one ending, just different colors.
Rule them all.
No, just one ending with different colors, and so everybody's like, "Oh, don't spend money on this because J.K. Rowling is anti-trans." Well, J.K. Rowling,
she's not anti-trans.
The things she said could be taken as anti-trans, but she's also very strong feminist.
Yes,
and she feels that by taking away things for females, that's taking away her power of feminism. Now, years ago, people would have killed to have someone who was a strong, outspoken feminist.
Betcha.
And now it's bad. So yeah. And so, but now everybody's like, boycott the game. And here, I'll give you the plot. I'm going to post the spoilers as a meme so that you don't have to spend money on it.
Oh, wait a minute. So that means they've already played
the game. Yeah, they're trying to say, I'm saving you by doing it. And then Twitch streamers, who grew up as Harry Potter fans and are even trying to be like, look, we know that but I grew up as a Harry Potter person. I just want to play the game. I want to share it with my fans who love watching me play games. I want to experience that joy.
Right.
Oh, I'm getting ratioed out of business and now I'm being blacklisted and all this. And even they're like, wait, I'm doing this so you don't have to buy it. And now, of course, it's all backfiring in their faces. It's the number one selling game in the last 5 years.
Yep.
It's the number one streaming game on Twitch in the last 5-6 years. Since Twitch ever started, they've never had this much luck, even their early Minecraft days.
No.
Now that Minecraft had that problem for a while. The guy who created Minecraft was problematic, and Microsoft bought it and then took his name off of everything, and he got his money, and that was it. So, will that happen with Harry Potter? No, J.K. Rowling's never going to let Harry Potter out of her pocket. That's going to be generations.
Yeah.
Her grandkids are going to be fighting for Harry Potter rights in 100 years.
Yep.
Just like the Conan Doyle Foundation still fighting for Sherlock rights, even though it's now finally public domain everywhere. I can't imagine this controversy. So
it just doesn't make sense to me.
It's
Unless if you're going to be that person,
you have to boycott all those things.
Completely, you got to shut that world
up. No PlayStation, no HBO, no AT&T. You can't use AT&T wireless.
Universal,
you
have to walk away from
Universal, Warner Brothers, or the parent company AT&T. So you have to walk away from all that. Guess what? You have to walk away from the Democrat Party because you have to walk away from her party in the UK, which is also the left party over there, which is funny because it's the left that's fighting this. She's donated to the Democrat Party in the United States, even though she's not a United States citizen. But her companies,
I hear a whole bunch of new Republicans sign up today.
They sign up. But it's if you follow the money, because that's where Universal donates. And that's where Vivendi did in France, which divested itself of this.
Right.
But now Warner Brothers has a chunk of this. So it's crazy if you follow the money. If you really want to follow, it's like the people who want to ban Chick-fil-A, because it's right wing and all this. So I refuse to spend money at Chick-fil-A. Okay, then that also means, because they donate to, some causes that they don't like. Well, Chick-fil-A doesn't donate to anything. It's their owner donates to a few things, and he's not even their 100% owner. He's like 60% now. And he can do whatever you want with your money when you go home. And that's what I've always said. It's like, and then also separating the artist from the art is the other thing that they always like, well, I can't do that anymore with her. Why? Why not? And
it doesn't make sense. If you're going to do, that's why I'm saying, if you're going to boycott one, you have to boycott all of it. And not just some of it.
No.
All of it.
And that includes Lord of the Rings, because Warner Brothers has the thing with Lord of the Rings.
Now you're getting in territory.
Yep. And, and that's all of these things are intertwined.
Yeah, don't watch Fast and the Furious.
No. Any of these. And you can't watch Batman. Can't read DC Comics.
Nope.
Can't. That new Marvel Flash trailer that came out that looked really good.
Stop watching that.
Nope. Every click is a penny in their pocket.
Right.
So, and it's
stupid.
It is dumb.
I'm sorry.
It is dumb.
I can understand if she was out there and she was bashing everybody I get it.
No, there are 100 YouTube channels doing that. Yes, block them, ban them, don't go to them, don't do that. But also, but that's just it. You don't need it in your. It's just like television. You weren't, back in our day, we had 3 television stations if we were lucky. But we could turn them off. There were 3 channels. If you didn't like what was on one, you switched to another.
Right.
And that's the same thing with this. If you don't want to play the game, don't play the game. Wait a minute.
If you're Charter, if you get your cable from Charter, that's part of Universal.
Yeah,
I think it's Charter.
Well, AT&T,
that's not Disney.
Yeah, I know AT&T used to own part of Spectrum, but they don't anymore.
No, that was DirecTV.
Yeah.
But I think if I'm right, Spectrum is a Charter communications company, which means they're part of NBC, and then that's part of Universal. So stop watching TV.
Yeah, pretty much.
Go get DirecTV.
Yeah. I mean, just watch Area 52 Media. We're not owned by anybody.
Yeah, right. We just talk about everybody.
We're equal opportunity offenders. I hate all politicians.
I will literally make everybody mad.
Yep, and that's. Honestly, that's part of what we do, and this is just, it's out of proportion.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
So here's my take on this. And I think they're doing it to stay woke. They want people, because if they don't have controversy, I've noticed this. If you don't have controversy, you get left behind and no one pays attention to you anymore. Yep. So as long as they have controversy going, they feel that they are not forgotten.
And that's with anything. Woke is just the new. I mean, that was us in the day. It was rock music. It was this. It's always something.
Yep.
Dungeons and Dragons, Satanic Panic.
Oh my God.
This is just the next step. I'm surprised that's not. I remember when Harry Potter was banned at my kids' school because they went to a Christian private school.
Yep.
Harry Potter was banned because it was the devil's books.
Right.
But also they banned Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because animals talking was evil. But yet then they read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe with talking animals.
Right.
So, it's
and a lot of them like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
what they don't understand. This goes back to that very thing that I was saying, that, that magic's on, and magic is everywhere.
Right.
Right. You can call it Yahweh, his power, but from a perception, it's magic. The Force
is magic. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it all depends on
advanced technology, like a flying balloon over China
or an orb. I like the one. I don't know if I shared it to our channel or not, but there's that one where they take a picture, then this black orb comes flying by very quietly, and there's a F-22 coming behind.
Yeah, I think right behind it. So.
Right behind, and all you hear is the plane. You don't hear it. You don't hear the black orb. Right?
What was funny about the F-22, I will say the one cool thing back to the UFOs was that was their first confirmed kill. We've spent billions on these, and this is their first confirmed kill. The F-16 has hundreds of kills. All these other things have kills. Their first kill is a balloon. And
proud moment.
And it took 3 rockets to do it, which is great because it was so high, it was so cold, and they were ordered to use the heat seekers because they didn't want them misfiring. Well, guess what? They misfired because there was no heat on that damn thing. It's working in 60,000 feet, which is ice cold. And then had to recalibrate and use the regular manual rocket, which the pilot was good at. So
amazing. I'm telling you, the world is just gone nuts.
It's crazy. And
we have aliens, we have magic, we
have Bigfoot, we have skunk apes, ogres, mermaids.
Oh my God. It's just.
I'm just sad because the mermaids up in Weeki Wachee are no longer allowed to be mayor of Weeki Wachee because there's no town no more.
No town no more.
Yeah, you can still go there.
Yeah.
Weeki Wachee's still there. But
we were just there a couple months ago.
They had a population of 12.
Yep.
And then they finally got absorbed back into the county. But what was great was the mayor there was always one of the mermaids.
One of the mermaids.
Was always one of the mayors up until this last, when they finally dissolved.
Beautiful.
So if you would like to road trip and go on an Erie travel to Weeki Wachee.
So let's talk about where you're going to be in the next couple weeks. I know there may be people up there real quick.
Yeah. We'll be at Mad Monster Party in Charlotte, North Carolina this weekend. Definitely. Rob showed the video earlier, the guests earlier. I'm one of the guests. I'm one of the author guests. And then the week after, I will be at Pensacon in Pensacola. And come see that one because it's like, if you're a Doctor Who fan,
it's going to be huge.
This is the one you have to see because it's the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who.
4.5.
Well, it's about 7 hours from here.
Oh, is it 7 hours?
It's a long drive because it's way almost to Alabama.
Lord.
It's the Panhandle.
Nobody goes to Alabama.
It's all the way Panhandle across. But if you're in Pensacola, please come see us. We'll be with the Four Horsemen publishing booth. But it's got everybody. It's got Christopher Eccleston, one of his first U.S. appearances.
Nice.
But then the classic guys, Paul McGann, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy. Speaking of Tolkien, he was Radagast the Brown.
Right.
In addition to all their other guests, and they got a bunch of the old classic Who companions.
Right.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. Mad Monster Party, Deep Roy is going to be there. Talk about little people.
Yeah.
The guy who played everything Warwick Davis didn't.
Don't tell him
he was
a leprechaun.
No, I won't. But he was the Oompa Loompas in the Johnny Depp.
No, that was Rihanna.
Oh no, yeah. That was Super Bowl.
Sorry. So, but if you can't travel,
yes,
this weekend go to Sci-Fi Bartow.
Go to Sci-Fi Bartow. Yes,
it is a great time.
It's 10 blocks of awesome. Of comic book characters galore. It's going to MegaCon without the prices and the crowds.
Right.
But just as many vendors and just as much fun.
And then we got Renfest coming in 2 weeks.
Renfest in 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks? Yes.
2 weeks, and that's in their new location,
Dade City,
which has been a hike. But
so if you go out there, just let you know, drive 20 miles an hour or better so the bumps don't go.
Yeah, the slower you go, the worse it is.
It is horrible. So, hey, you know what?
We made it.
It's the end of the show. And
tell us what you thought of the new
I want to know how you think about the new format. The format is, I'm digging it, but that's just me.
Comment on the YouTube, share it on the Facebook, whatever. Do all the things. Go back and
rewatch it on the
Watch it on Area 52.
Oh, you know what? Bruce is saying thumbs up. Thanks, Bruce, for watching.
Bruce, thanks.
Hey, everybody have a good nerdy weekend.
I'll see you in a couple weeks, gang, but he'll be here next week.
Bye.